Barak Ravid, reporter over at Axios, is essentially sharing that the Trump administration does not intend on interfering with Israel in any way, shape, or form as they engage in conquest and land theft in the Gaza Strip. Now, this is based on 2 administration officials who spoke to Barak Ravid at Axios, and they made it clear that this new operation to occupy additional areas of central Gaza, including Gaza City, is expected to take at least several months and involve displacing around 1 million Palestinian civilians. These 2 US officials tell Axios that Trump will not intervene in the Israeli decision-making around this new operation, as he calls it. Operation, of course, is a euphemism for the genocide, ethnic cleansing, and land theft that the Israeli government will be carrying out in the Gaza Strip. Now, Netanyahu and his aides claim that Hamas isn't interested in signing a comprehensive ceasefire and hostage deal on terms Israel can accept. Now, what terms does Israel want to accept? First off, through the ceasefire negotiations, as we've all known, as we've been following very closely, Israel will be confronted with the fact that Hamas agrees to their terms, and then they'll change the terms to something that seems unbelievable, unacceptable. So for instance, Hamas says, all right, we'll give up power in the Gaza Strip. We'll totally, stop any effort to govern or take charge or control of Gaza. Okay, you guys can decide what the governance of the Gaza Strip will look like, but we want a permanent ceasefire. We will return all the hostages, but we want a permanent ceasefire. Israel said no, 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 no. The situation becomes more and more dire on the ground. Hamas says, okay, fine, temporary ceasefire, just let the humanitarian aid come in. No, we change our minds. Now we want you to fully disarm, fully demilitarize the Gaza Strip. Now you tell me, what does a demilitarized West Bank look like? The West Bank, which of course is a separate territory from the Gaza Strip. The West Bank, which was governed by the PLO, not by Hamas. The West Bank, which is now dealing with Israel raining terror on innocent Palestinians that had nothing to do with October 7th at all, at all. But what we know, if you're smart enough to be paying attention and ignoring the ridiculous propaganda in American media, is that Israel just wants that land. At some point, if you're still, kind of wavering, you don't know what's going on, maybe Israel's telling the truth. They're not, they're lying to you. They're lying to all of us. They've been wanting that land. That's why the construction of illegal settlements had continued, even under the Obama administration, even under the Biden administration, now under the Trump administration. 22 new illegal settlements in the West Bank, a separate territory from Gaza. But those Palestinian civilians don't matter. All those innocent people, all those children don't matter. They don't matter. They're not even providing an excuse for doing what they're doing in the West Bank. For me, what's currently transpiring in the West Bank is all the evidence you need for it to be abundantly clear that for Israel, this wasn't about Hamas, it wasn't about terrorists, it was about land theft and annexation for the Greater Israel Project, which I've talked about on this show before. That's what this is about. And to know that the United States government not only supports this, not only aids and abets it, but pours our limited, finite resources into making it happen, brings me so much shame, is so embarrassing. Everything that this country purports to stand for is complete and utter crap, because we don't stand for democracy and peace. We don't care about that at all, in our government at least. We're essentially aiding and abetting modern day Nazis. That's what the current Israeli government is. And for Germany, Germany feels a tremendous amount of guilt for what has happened to the Jewish people as a result of Hitler, as a result of Germany in the 1930s, 1940s, and I understand that they were on the wrong side of history. But guess what? Germany's on the wrong side of history again, as they sheepishly shy away from any criticism over what the modern day Nazis are up to in Israel right now. Donald Trump is more than a disappointment. Donald Trump brings this country so much shame and embarrassment. And I would say the same thing if it was a Democratic president. As you guys should probably know at this point, I have no loyalty to either party. My loyalty is to what is right. And what Trump is going to allow to happen to those poor innocent people in Gaza and the West Bank disgusts me. But hey, you know what? Miriam Adelson's check cleared, right? You damn whore. $100 million, who cares how many lives get lost, how many people get slaughtered, how many homes get absolutely destroyed by an evil government with an even more evil military. Absolutely disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So there's more. Netanyahu and his aides claim Hamas isn't interested in signing the ceasefire deal, right? We know that in reality, Israel has served as an obstacle to the ceasefire. Netanyahu has never wanted peace, and Netanyahu knows his power is over the second this war is done. And for Netanyahu, his own power, his own needs, that's way more important than anything else, including making Israel a pariah state. And for any Israelis watching this right now, I want you to be clear. I want you to understand this, okay? Because others are very afraid. I get the IDF sending me pictures of their weapons, talking about how they're gonna slaughter me. I'm not afraid of you, not afraid of you, okay? All the other cowards in American media, they can F off. They're not like me, I'm different. I'm not afraid of you, okay? So while you're cashing checks that are funded by my tax dollars and the tax dollars of my fellow Americans, I need you to understand something clearly. You are hated internationally, hated. Don't be mistaken based on the propaganda you hear in American media. That's not representative of how the American people feel about you. You're hated. And it's not because you're Jewish, it's because you slaughter innocent people. It's because you think you're God's chosen people when you act like absolute demons. That's the reality. The whole international community loathes you. Young American citizens in this country, both left and right, loathe you. And eventually, these are the people who are gonna come into power. So I think Israel's days are numbered as it pertains to America backing its disgusting, loathsome behavior. It's war crimes, it's slaughter of innocent people. Coming into this, beginning on October 7th, I had absolutely no hatred toward Israel, none, not even a little bit. I mean, obviously, Israel has committed war crimes. They've committed all sorts of atrocities against the Palestinian people. But I was able to separate, the entirety of a country from the acts of a government. Now I look at Israel and I don't want Israel to be a US ally. I think Israel drags us down, drags us into wars we shouldn't be fighting on its behalf, attracts animosity and hostility toward the United States and our military. Israel's a pariah state for a reason. And for any Israeli who's under this impression that they're special and they're loved internationally, you're not, and again, has nothing to do with the fact that you're Jewish. Lots of Jews all across the globe have been protesting Israel from the very beginning. It has everything to do with the fact that you guys like to slaughter people and steal land, and you think you're better than everyone else. You think that you're entitled to everything, including our tax dollars. It's disgusting. And all it takes is a bunch of prostitutes in the US government that can be easily bribed by the likes of a freaking weird looking wealthy woman like Miriam Adelson to essentially stand by and allow a pariah state to kill innocent people with our money. That's America first, I guess, for Donald Trump. What an embarrassment.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.